I remember being face down in the dirt with the gun to my head and thinking, what am I doing here? Why do I care so much about Libya? Why is it important to be there? My name is Lynsey Addario, and I am a photojournalist. I have been working for the past 15 years in war zones. Most of the work I do in war zones is sort of on the margins. How war affects civilians and women and children. I feel like I'm much better with people in the quieter moments, and so that's what I try and focus on. A lot of people ask me if it's a disadvantage to be a woman in the field, and for me, I always find it a great advantage because in a lot of these countries, men and women do not freely mix, but as a journalist, I can. Obviously, one of the disadvantages is the fact that when I am out in public, even if I'm dressed completely conservatively, it's very clear that I'm Western because I'm out there, and I often get groped or grabbed. For example, after September 11th, I was working in Pakistan, and I was at a protest. They were burning effigies all over the place. It was very charged up. And I had so many hands on my body at one point that I finally just lost it, and I turn around, and I had an 80 to 200, one of these massive Nikon lenses, and I just turn around and whacked whoever was closest to me on the head with this massive lens. And all I remember seeing were like his eyes kind of starting to roll back, and I just ran. I made a run for it, ran back to the car. I wrote a memoir. I wrote the book because in 2011 I was covering the popular uprising in Libya, and I was kidnapped with 3 colleagues for the New York Times. And when we were released a week later, I decided that it might be a good idea to write a book and sort of a form of therapy and a way of expressing myself and to process all the things that I had been through and my colleagues had been through. Is it all worth it? I always get asked, is it worth it? And that is very difficult for any journalist who covers war to answer because, of course, we feel it's worth it, but in those moments when I think I'm about to die, it doesn't seem worth it. But those moments, fortunately, don't happen very often. Most of the time, I'm doing my work, and hopefully it's effective, and I feel very driven and dedicated to what I'm doing.